Pleased to announce that we have identified EPA certified facilities that will be able to accept at least some of these wastes, meaning that the railroad will be able to restart shipments tomorrow.
State officials say truckloads of waste have already been delivered to licensed disposal facilities in Michigan and Texas.
Sounds great. Not so fast. There are major problems. Take a look at this headline. Officials in Texas and Michigan say that they were unaware the toxic waste cleanup from the Ohio derailment was being sent to their communities. I really need somebody to make this make sense for me. A Michigan Representative Debbie Dingell weighed in, quote, "We were not given a heads up on this reported action. Our priority is to always keep the people we represent safe." Now, Representative Debbie Dingell is a Democrat, for those folks taking score on which residents voted for a Democrat or which residents voted for a Republican. I'm just rubbing this in at this point, David, because I really can't stand people who think that way. You know, there are very few absolutes in the world, but I am absolutely crystal clear, without fear of equivocation, without fear of being wrong, that the people who don't believe East Palestine and other communities that went more Republican deserve help, that they are 150% wrong. They're wrong. Now, the Congresswoman said her office would be making inquiries to the waste company, Environmental Protection Agency, Department of Transportation, Norfolk Southern, and the state of Ohio to understand what is being shipped, whether these are approved storage facilities, the implications of the decision, and how we ensure the safety of all Michigan residents. So yeah, thank you, Insider, for this report. All Michigan residents, all Ohio residents, all Illinois residents, all California residents, y'all get where I'm going. This domino hits us all, not just one community. And Wayne County, Michigan Executive Warren Evans was just as confused, saying the fact that it's here and we haven't been informed of the volume, we haven't been informed of how it actually got here. Did it come by truck? Did it come by plane? I just had to throw that in. Did it come by train? Did those transport vehicles, were they well equipped to be able to deal with this? Could they have crashed? Could another train have derailed? I mean, answer these questions for us over here in Michigan. We don't appreciate this stuff right here. And then meanwhile, in the great state of Texas, a Texas official also says she was kept in the dark about waste disposal heading to her state. In a press conference on Thursday, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo said, I probably butchered that woman's last name, I'm sorry, Judge. A journalist was the one who told her that the water used to fight fires at the site of East Palestine would be sent to a city in her county. What? No, make it make sense. So this is how the EPA is cleaning up the mess, by sending toxic waste from one of the worst environmental disasters in the history of this country to other parts of the country so that their residents could be potentially exposed to. Seriously, make this make sense. And just as a reminder, the toxic waste is wreaking havoc on the people of EP right now. Since the derailment, residents who live nearby have reported getting sick, and an estimated 43,000 aquatic animals have died as a result of the toxic spill. But oh yeah, you got people like Governor DeWine telling people to drink the water. On Saturday, Governor Mark DeWine said in a statement, removal would be paused. Here's his statement. The removal of hazardous waste from the derailment site has been paused by the United States EPA. The licensed hazardous waste treatment and disposal facility in Texas will dispose of liquid waste that has already been trucked out of East Palestine. Lord, have mercy on our souls. But no additional liquid. We done already put some stuff down there, but no additional liquid will be accepted at the Texas facility at this time. So David, I mean, maybe you can help make sense of this as to why the federal government would allow waste to be trucked from East Palestine to other parts of this country, whether it's Michigan or Texas, and how in fact this does not have an impact on those residents, and why, oh why, do the local, regional, state, and federal, as we heard from Congresswoman Dingell, not know that this is happening in their own backyards.
Well, and that's right. I mean, if this is safe, if the federal government thinks that they can do this without contaminating, then you have no problem explaining to people why it's safe and being absolutely transparent. And you know what, you mentioned Wayne County. I was thinking to myself, wait a second. Wayne County, Michigan, that is the city of Detroit. That is Michigan's largest city. There are millions of people there. And for the city of Detroit, the largest city in the state, their officials don't know that this hazardous waste is coming in there? Really? I mean, this is ridiculous. And why shouldn't the people be fearful? Because if the government is hiding this, if they're trying to say, oh, there's nothing to worry about, well, you know what? This is not a great time to be trusting in institutions like the EPA or the NTSB or the federal regulators that are supposed to help stop this sort of thing. You have got to show some transparency, Biden administration. If you want people to feel safe, if you want people to have confidence, explain what's going on. It's not that hard.
There it is. I'm gonna deal with you based on how you make me feel, what you do for me. And obviously, this is an epic fail going on right now. And that's because that is the reality today, does not mean that that has to be the reality tomorrow. Come on, folks. Come on, pretend like this is your family members. Can you? Those with them extra special titles who have been elected to office to really take care of people, to protect the public welfare. Act like it's one of your family members, somebody that you love, because ultimately the air and the water and the food knows no boundaries. Ultimately, we all will be impacted by this at some point in time, whether you're Democrat or Republican or libertarian, a little country, a little rock and roll, a little R&B or a little gospel. It don't matter how you roll, baby. What morality says is that we will treat human beings with the type of love and uplift that they need when we have crises of this magnitude. And if you do not agree, this is one of the rare times that I would say that I am absolutely right, without equivocation. And you, sir, you, ma'am, are absolutely wrong.